I would like to talk about the secret to deep character work. Do you wrestle with the mysteries of character work? In this video, I will discuss the legacy and the influence of legendary Italian actress Eleonora Duse. Some of you may know about her, some of you may not, and why I think continuing to allow the mystery to remain is a good thing. Every level of actor, doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a seasoned master, from time to time experiences a paradox that sits at the heart of the craft. How do you fully become someone else as an actor and remain connected to yourself? Along the journey of your craft, you will discover things called character exercises. Those curious, exploratory things that help us walk differently, imagining that we're in the circumstances of this other person while we're alone in their room, writing journal entries in someone else's voice. Those are tools for how the actor bridges that gap. Yet for all their ubiquity in rehearsal rooms and acting studios, these exercises often remain mysterious. How the hell does this work? Or what's the science behind it? Sometimes the work feels even a little bit mystical. What are we really doing, and what are other actors really doing? And why do so many great performances seem to begin in those strange, private experiments that no one else sees? To shed some more light on this subject, we're just going to go back in time to the late 19th and 20th centuries. Before anyone heard of the terminology subtext or even given circumstances, actors worked largely by imitation, imitating life, imitating other actors. Those were the grand traditions of the theater. Totally presentational acting. But in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a quiet revolution began. While Konstantin Stanislavski was building his revolutionary system in Moscow, there was an Italian actress named Eleonora Duse who was already embodying a new kind of truth on stage. Duse rejected the grand gestures and the presentational acting of that time period. She rarely rehearsed in public, she avoided the press, and absolutely detested theatrical exhibitionism. Instead, she worked privately, intuitively, and spiritually, searching for emotional authenticity through solitude and internal listening. People that observed her said that she seemed to live her roles instead of perform them. Stanislavski himself was awed by her and credited her as one of his inspirations in his quest for deeper truth and his passion to develop a craft that actors could follow and repeat for every single role. In a sense, Eleonora Duse was really doing the earliest form of character work. It was something that she discovered just through necessity. There was no such thing as a class that taught this kind of stuff at that time. She treated each role as a spiritual investigation, and her process was veiled in secrecy. She would isolate herself before every performance and meditate on her character. Observers even mentioned that she would pray to her higher power or to God and ask her higher power to allow the character to live through her, and that she was just a vessel for the truth. And as a result, her mystery became her method, and she became a legend. I highly recommend a beautiful book about Eleonora Duse's process that was written by an admirer who was also an actress, and she had a very profound encounter with Duse and learned so much about how she went about doing her work, and she documents it in this wonderful little book. It's called The Mystic in the Theater by Eva Le Gallienne. Now, we can discuss this in a more scientific way, the way that neuroscience quietly supports the things that Duse and Stanislavski discovered, that the boundary between ourself and the role are more fluid than we really imagine. The power of Stanislavski's The Magic If, when an actor asks the question to themselves, what if I were this person? The body and the nervous system respond. You might even refer to it as empathy in motion. But I really believe that sometimes it is beneficial as an artist to embrace the mysteries of the process. The most important thing is that you do the work and you follow through. You do the exercises and you sit down and you meditate on it. You think about the character and you journal in character, and you do things like exercises outside of the lines and outside of the given circumstances of the material, just to explore the different elements of who this human being is. So it's important to do that work, but I also feel it's important to embrace the mystery and allow the unknown to be part of the work. It's the beauty of being an artist is that the mystery, and for some of us, even the spirituality that's connected to what we do, is just as important as the science or as the specific things that you have to do in your process to achieve a certain goal. The other thing that is important about staying in the mystery is what happens when you do the work and then you have to let it go. So then there's the paradox of what it means to prepare. In other words, the mystery deepens when you realize that once the performance begins, much of the work that you did to prepare and to build the character disappears. In other words, you do the work, you prepare, and then you pray. A well-trained actor doesn't redo their preparation and their performance. They don't show their preparation. They let it dissolve into their instrument and into the life of what they are exploring when they're on stage or when the camera's running and they're on the set. As Uta Hagen famously said, and I quote, "Your homework is yours alone. The audience should only see the life." That's why character exercises are done privately, at home, in your room, or in the privacy of your studio. They're essential. They're like the soil that nourishes the roots. Mystery in art, particularly in the art of acting, still matters, and it matters even more today. In modern times, it is very tempting to try to demystify everything. But acting, when you embrace the mystery of how it works, that becomes part of its power. The power of the art of acting lies in the fact that no one, not even the actor, fully understands how the transformation happens. Eleonora Duse understood this instinctively before there was a technique, before there were classes where you could learn the process. She once told a fellow actor, "Art is prayer, not a profession." Her reverence for the mystery, her willingness to disappear into the role, that reverence for mystery, the willingness to be a vessel and to disappear into the role, is what still separates great acting from superficial acting. Character work and character exercises and the process that we build and that we practice gives us a way to court that mystery consciously, to flirt with the boundaries of identity, empathy, and imagination. Our process reminds us that acting isn't just entertainment, it is an exercise in understanding humanity. Because when an actor truly inhabits another human being, even for a moment, we all get a glimpse of what it might feel like to be someone else. It is not madness. It's a craft. And inside that mystery, thanks to the experimentation of Eleonora Duse and Stanislavski, the art of acting continues to evolve, one exercise, one imagined life at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Click on the description below for links to our website and to learn more about the new Collective Acting Studio and our private coaching membership. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.